Hey everyone, I'm here with a quick story on Jeffrey Epstein. You know, now more reports are coming out saying that prosecutors and many people knew way before Jeffrey Epstein was indicted in 2019 about his sinister ways. They knew about the sex trafficking, they knew what he was doing to underage girls, and they let him get away with it. And I'm going to say that this is unfortunate too. Although Diddy is just now coming under fire for all of the alleged sinister things that he has done, many, and when I say many, many people knew for decades about the things that Diddy has been doing. And when I say many people, I'm not talking about the average everyday person, even if this person is in the entertainment field. I'm talking about law enforcement. I'm talking about the authorities who have the ability and the law behind them to do something about said person, but instead, for money or whatever, they turned a blind eye. Because of Epstein's influence and his money, he destroyed many lives, but he destroyed these lives under the eyes of the law. So let me see. I hope I did not close out of it. Let me see. First, I want to show you a little news clip, and then we will get more into the story. It is very sad that individuals, lives are forever changed because of what they suffer from the hands of other people. So let's go ahead and talk about this story.
Developments from newly released transcripts in the Jeffrey Epstein sex crimes case. The transcripts from 18 years ago reveal that prosecutors knew about detailed accusations against Epstein years before he was given a sweetheart deal. Our national correspondent, Jerika Duncan, has the story.
4 months after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a law permitting their release, Palm Beach County Circuit Judge Luis Delgado unveiled 150 pages of grand jury transcripts related to Jeffrey Epstein's state sex crimes case. The 2006 testimony reveals that an investigation into Epstein began a year earlier. 2 victims were questioned during the proceedings, including one who alleged Epstein, then in his 50s, molested her when she was just 14. The other said she was raped by Epstein the day before her 18th birthday. A detective on the case testified that victims were paid for sex acts and encouraged to recruit other underage girls, and told the younger, the better. Despite the gravity of the accusations, Epstein cut a deal with prosecutors 2 years later. He spent only 13 months in jail as part of a work release program after pleading guilty to state prostitution crimes. He did have to register as a sex offender.
One of the big takeaways from the grand jury testimony here is that people knew about this really problematic conduct for a long time, and not much was done to stop Jeffrey Epstein.
The prosecution has come under some criticism for their questioning of the victims during the 2006 proceedings, including asking them to acknowledge they had committed prostitution with Epstein and pointing out that some of them had past issues, including drug use and shoplifting. Some of Epstein's victims spoke out about the case in February.
We have been left in the dark for so long with no answers to what is going on and why things played out the way that they did.
Epstein was later arrested in 2019 on federal charges for sex trafficking dozens of underage girls. For CBS Mornings.
So sad, right? Let me stop sharing this screen and go into the story. Hold on one second. Okay. So, prosecutor told 14-year-old Epstein victim she committed a crime of prostitution, then used her social media photos to sabotage their own case before a grand jury. New documents reveal. So, a Palm Beach, Florida prosecutor involved in the botched criminal case of sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein painted a 14-year-old victim as a prostitute in front of a grand jury impaneled in 2006, according to court transcripts released on Monday. Lana also undermined her own witness through the use of social media posts, which were supplied by Epstein's attorneys and appeared to depict the victim drinking, doing drugs, and simulated sex. So they victim shamed her and, made her feel worse, even though this monster, did what he did to her. They wanted to blame it on her and let her know, oh, you did a crime. So they could indirectly say, you can be prosecuted, okay? So Lana still works as an assistant state attorney in North Fort Myers, Florida, and she should be disbarred. According to the secret transcript made public and obtained by RadarOnline.com, the unnamed victim of Epstein was questioned before the grand jury and asked whether she knew she committed a crime. The girl known as victim number one told Lana that she was 14 when she went to Epstein's horror house in Palm Beach. It was at the Florida mansion where Epstein, who committed, unaliving himself in 2019 in a Manhattan jail cell, sexually abused her and other underage girls and young women with the help of British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. Epstein touched victim number one and paid her $300 for a massage, she told the court. A juror asked the girl, do you have any idea deep down inside of you that what you were doing was wrong? Yeah, I did, said the girl, who was 16 at the time when she testified. Juror, have you set goals to not do it anymore? Girl says yes. Juror, and you're well aware that what you were doing to your own reputation? Yes, I do. That's when Lana told the woman, you're aware that you committed a crime. And the girl goes, now I am. I didn't know it was a crime when I was doing it. Spencer, a civil trial attorney who represented the 14-year-old, well, what was he doing during this questioning? Championed the release of the files in order for the public to see how the sex offender's wealth and power played a role in securing the kind of deal he got from local prosecutors. I think Lana, should be embarrassed for what got released today. And the world is now seeing what an awful job she did, he said in an interview that aired on CBS 12 on Monday evening. They were trying to avoid a prosecution of a clear violation of a minor, but rape of a minor, I'll say it that way. And the only reason that they were likely doing it at the time is because they were afraid of Epstein's defense team. But at the same time, the document dump proves how Florida prosecutors knew the late millionaire financier, who was also an international spy, SA teenage girls for 2 years before they cut a plea deal that has long been criticized as too lenient. It was also a missed opportunity to take Epstein off the streets and maintain the safety and well-being of his other victims. In 2005, police in Palm Beach first began investigating Epstein after a parent reported that Epstein, I did not know this, had SA'd her 14-year-old daughter. So sad. Lana grand jury probe resulted in one charge of solicitation. I didn't know that the parent reported it. A solicitation of P against Epstein. He was convicted of only these two crimes as part of a controversial plea deal and served almost 13 months in custody before extensive work release. But with extensive work release. Federal officials later identified 36 girls, some as young as 14 years old, who Epstein had allegedly SA'd. Epstein pleaded guilty and was convicted in 2008 by a Florida state court of procuring a child for P and of soliciting a P. The investigation also uncovered Epstein's close ties to former President Bill Clinton and Britain's Prince Andrew, as well as his once friendly relationship with former President Donald Trump, and numerous others of wealth and influence who have denied doing anything criminal or improper and who have not been charged. You got to think about the fact that they had over 40 victims at the time they brought this grand jury proceeding. Yet they only chose 2 victims to bring before the grand jury, added Colvin. The transcripts were released as part of the legal battle and make them public. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill February that paved the way for Circuit Judge Lewis to release the approximately 150 pages of graphic testimony on Monday. In his order, Judge Delago I hope I pronounced his name right, said the transcript show why Epstein was the most infamous pedophile in American history. For almost 20 years, the story of how Jeffrey Epstein victimized some of Palm Beach County's most vulnerable has been the subject of much anger and has at times diminished the public perception of the criminal justice system. Diago, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, wrote. Listen, I think that when unfortunately in life, from the beginning of time until this day, money trumps everything. If a person has money, it seems like they are allowed to do whatever to whomever and however they want. And it has to get to an egregious point, like with Jeffrey Epstein, before they will do something about it. When you talk about over 30 victims and they're all underage, that is extremely sad. But again, he didn't do this alone. And Ghislaine, she has the nerve to act as if she was a victim too. I mean, for you as a female to watch this go down under your watch and to be a part of it, you are where you belong, and that's behind bars. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. I do believe in my heart of hearts that there were many others that were exploiting these underage girls that they're probably never going to say their names. And so that means that although they got Jeffrey Epstein off the streets, there's still other predators that they know about that are still lurking these streets and destroying some young lives. Listen, guys, chat with me. I will chat back. Hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts on this story, and I'll see you on the next video.